Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Evie Ronka and it's a pleasure to meet you. Yes, so this is my first video where I'm face to face with you, and to be honest, I did not think that I would be covering such a heavy topic so early in my YouTube relationship with you, but it has to be done. I was thinking to myself, Ronka, don't you think this is a bit too much for you to start off with? And then the quote, I don't remember where it originates from where it originates, but the quote goes, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. Now, if you know me, you know I don't want to fall because I don't like bruises, and because I don't want to be bruised, I'm going to stand up for this. Besides that, social justice, black power, all of that, it's very dear to my heart anyway, so it only made sense for me to cover this topic. Okay, so I woke up this morning, as you can see, I woke up this morning, and I did my daily routine, the whole okay, I'm finally awake, now let's pray. Good, we just prayed. Now let's go through all my social media accounts. And I'm seeing so many memes and statuses and retweets and everything like that about faux locks. And I'm like, what's going on again with faux locks? We always talk about faux locks, real locks, all kinds of locks. What's really good? And then I realized that it had to do with Marc Jacobs, which reminded me of Jackie Ina's video, which she posted, I want to say last night or the day before last, and I didn't watch it at that point. Like, I hadn't watched it by the time I was going through my social media accounts this morning, so I'm still like confused, because I'm thinking, oh, Jackie just mad because I guess he ain't create like the right shade for her or something. This is not any offense to you, Jackie, I'm just saying, like, that's the thought that came to my mind, because I was like, why would she be upset with Marc? Like, she loves Marc Jacobs. Okay, cool. Now I watch her video and I'm like, oh, I get it. Dang, Marc, dang. Cool. Backstory. What happened? Last week was like the jump off, the set off of New York Fashion Week. Great. I love that, because like I get to watch people's snaps and see how fly they look. And I actually have like, friends who do things there, so some I feel important. But Marc Jacobs, he presented, of course, his new look, and I wanted to see it for myself so that I could judge and like, not just go based off of other people's, hype. Like, is it actually as serious as people are making it? Now, I looked for pictures and everything like that. I like the look. I like the aesthetic. Like, the outfits were nice. The hairstyles, however, were different. That's the word I'm going to use, different. So, Marc Jacobs' lineup was full of predominantly white people. Okay. These white people are styling and rocking faux locks. And to be honest, when I see a non-black person wearing faux locks or locks with their natural hair, it doesn't faze me in the sense that I don't become disgusted or enraged. I do look at you funny like, what are you doing, sis? What are you doing? But I don't become so upset like, because of you, I couldn't get that job, and now you're wearing faux locks. I don't know what that was. I'm sorry. But no, I don't become enraged. I do look at you different. Like, okay, what are you trying to prove, sis? So I saw the locks on their head and I was like, oh, Marc, come on. If you were gonna do that, at least, just have some black people in your line. Like, what are you doing? Don't stop trying to sit here and make it seem like you created this trend, which is a lifestyle for people, And so I'm looking like, okay, please, Marc, please have some color in here. I saw one black person. Apparently there were two. Whoop-de-doo. I didn't see the other one, but that's besides the point. And I don't even think that's what offended people most. I think what actually offended people the most was Marc's response. Now, I'm reading from my laptop. Marc responded, And all who cry cultural appropriation, and I'm using air quotes because he actually put cultural appropriation in quotes. So, and all who cry cultural appropriation or whatever nonsense about any race or skin color wearing their hair in any particular style or manner. Funny how you don't criticize women of color for straightening their hair. Mark. Like, come on. Like, did you think before you wrote that? Like, why? Honestly, I just wanted him to not, you know, put himself in a ditch. Like, he dug his own grave. And, you know, I think maybe, I wouldn't have been, but maybe it would have been more forgivable if he hadn't done that little mess up in 2015. I believe it's 2015, where he had the twisted mini buns. Mark. And the reason why I remember that was because it was around the time where I had to do the presentation aspect of my thesis, where I sported Bantu knots. How I know them, Bantu knots, because I am Nigerian. And I had some Bantu knots. And the thing is, I didn't even realize that one of my classmates, her and her dancers, also had Bantu knots. Like, I saw it, but it didn't really click until one of her dancers said to me, her dancer is white, by the way, "Oh, I think we have some competition here. Like, wow, your buns are cool too. Like, I don't know whose buns are better." And I'm thinking to myself, buns. Where are the buns? Like, I didn't make no buns. Like, I don't have nothing in the oven. Like, what are you talking about? Realizing that she was actually talking about my hair. And I looked at her. And I looked at her. And I continued looking at her. And then I smiled. And I was like, actually, these are Bantu knots. It's an African hairstyle. Because I don't know exactly where in Africa they originated. I just know that a lot of people in sub-Saharan Africa rock them. And I didn't want to misspeak. But I was just like, bruh, or sis, whatever. Like, you know. So, Marc Jacobs messed up once with him inventing twisted mini buns, aka Bantu knots. And then he messed up again with his faux locks. He goes on to say, "I respect and am inspired by people and how they look." Thank you, Mark. Thank you very much. I'm glad that you have the decency to respect people and be inspired by their looks. That's really genuinely nice. But he continues, "I don't see color or race. I see people." And I think that is where I lost it. Because when people tell me that they're colorblind, what they're really telling me is, I don't associate humanity to you, Ibironke. I know that your skin color is black, but that don't matter because we all the same. Yes, we're all the same. We're children of God. I get that. But for you to tell me that I can't see you means I cannot associate humanity to you. I don't recognize you as a person, as an individual person. I just recognize you as blood, like everybody else, and that offends me. And that is what I think offended everybody when Mark didn't think before responding, you know. And I'm pretty sure that people are more offended by his response than the colorful faux locks. Like, white people would do this every day. They would just continue to surprise you and be just doing crazy things that they don't think twice about, because that's what white privilege allows them to do. I'm not saying that all white people are racist, because that would just be a ridiculous statement to make. And if you do believe that, I honestly encourage you to sit and meditate and, like, I don't know, just understand that not all white people are racist. Like, you're doing yourself a disservice by believing that. That aside, I'm not excusing white people from their white privilege. And I'm making this a matter of black and white right now just because it's simpler for me to speak about. Of course, there are other non-black people that come for black people. There are black people that come for non-black people. But that's another story for another day. My thing with white privilege is you are afforded this opportunity, this great privilege to only know about yourself for majority of your life. You grow up only knowing about people who look like you and what you've done and what you've accomplished, but in a positive way. You don't know about that Columbus and stuff or whatever, you know? And it's okay to not understand other people's cultures, because at the end of the day, the world revolves around you culturally. The world revolves around you socially. The world revolves around you. So why do you need to learn about anybody else? If you come from New Hampshire, which is like 95% white, and you've never seen a white person a day in your life until college, of course you're gonna think that I'm either Beyonce or Oprah. I can't be anything else, or Jezebel. But that's another story. My thing is just, let's all be culturally aware and culturally sensitive. If I had to learn Chinese, and I'm saying Chinese because I don't remember if it was Mandarin or Cantonese, I don't want to offend, so I'm sorry if that's offensive, but I had to learn Chinese in 3rd grade in Queens, New York. And by the way, the Queens, New York I'm talking about is Springfield Gardens. Who's speaking Chinese in Springfield Gardens? Yeah, I'm learning about this, and I'm learning how to make Chinese dumplings, and I'm learning about Chinese New Year or whatever. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That's great. Like, now I know something else about, you know, a culture that has nothing to do with me directly on a day-to-day basis. But that's because I have to live like that. I need to know about everybody's culture as a black person if I'm trying to succeed, because I don't want to come off as that angry black woman in a conversation. So I need to know what's going to offend this person, or what's going to trigger this person, and how would they take it if I respond naturally. Like, I need to know that for culture. I need to know that L-I is Chinese, whereas L-E-E is Korean, so that I don't ask a Korean person who I see, oh, your name is Ryan L-E-E, oh, are you Chinese? When clearly he's Korean. You know, I need to know these things. And it's not unfortunate. No, I'm glad that I know about so many cultures, but it's unfair that I have to do that and I have to live like that, whereas somebody from another culture does not have to know anything about me. All they need to know is that I probably have no father, that I am probably a crack baby, and that I smoke weed during my free time. Like, that's all you need to know about me. Okay, so we got that Mark has freaking, what's her name, Kendall? I think her name is Kendall Kardashian, rocking faux locks, colorful faux locks. We also have that Marc Jacobs created twisted mini buns, aka Bantu knots. All right, so I thought, let me think about black people who do actually rock traditionally black hairstyles. Now, and when I say traditionally black, because I know some people are ready to clap back at me right now, I'm not saying that they're only black. Yes, I do know that white people's hair can lock up, that Asian people's hair can lock up. Definitely, like, Jewish people, their hair can definitely lock up because it's so, like, curly, and I'm speaking generally. But yeah, because it's so curly and thick. Yes, I know these things, but I'm labeling faux locks, braids, cornrows. What do they call those? Racerbacks? Cornrows, boxer braids, who knows? I don't even know what they were calling it, but I'm labeling these hairstyles as traditionally black. Okay, now that we got that, I went and I remembered Zendaya. I looked it up because I was like, I want to remember what they said about my boo. Zendaya came out with the faux locks at the Oscars in 2015, and there was nothing they didn't say to homegirl, that she looks like she smells like marijuana, and what is it, the beeswax gel. I don't remember exactly what they said, but they were coming for her. And mind you, this is a traditionally black hairstyle that she has every right to rock because it's her hair. And that, okay, personally, I do think that anybody can wear whatever hairstyle they want, as long as they're not sitting here trying to appropriate or misappropriate this hairstyle and lie to me to my face and tell me that they thought of this creatively. Not that, oh, they were inspired by somebody who looks like me. Shit, you get. Okay, cool. So y'all coming at Zendaya, who is actually black and rocking faux locks. Because why? Because because when she's wearing her straight hair, nobody's coming at her. And why is that? That's because, you know, black women have been forced to assimilate for years, for decades, centuries with their hair. You got Madam CJ Walker coming out with pressing combs and curling irons or whatever, so that, oh, my hair can be presentable. Well, right now we can't use me as an example because my braids are kind of old, but if they were freshly done, that's not presentable? Is that what you're trying to tell me? I literally have friends who work in corporate America that get sent home because their hair is unkempt. Mind you, she just got her hair braided on Saturday and it's Monday morning. Like, I'm really trying to understand, and I don't think I will understand why you want to sit here and tell me that my culturally or traditionally black hairstyle is, what is the word they use? Oh, unprofessional. Unprofessional. That's what they use. You're gonna sit here and tell me that. Once I had purple braids in the back of my head because I was so afraid that if I come to work with color in my hair, you know, people are gonna be looking at me funny, like that's that ghetto black girl. So I put it at the bottom of my head, and I see head of HR with green and orange hair, and I'm like, and I was afraid. I was afraid. But what I also did notice was that people commented on the purple in my hair, which is on the bottom, and you wouldn't notice unless I went like that at work. And it's like, why are you staring at me so hard to notice that my hair is purple at the bottom, but you're not saying anything to the head of HR? I mean, then again, I guess people want their jobs, so they're not gonna make a comment. But yeah, this is literally life that we have to go through, we as in black women. And then I remembered Auntie Lupita Nyong'o at the Met Gala, where she had her hair in the updo, the defying gravity hairstyle, and I loved it. I was like, yes honey, yes, give me that African vibe, take me back home. Because when I was younger, I used to do hairstyles like that, not as high as hers, but high enough. And in Nigeria, at least in Yoruba, it's called shuku. Shuku is where you just, like, your hair is braided like in cornrows upwards into like a is that a pestle? More than pestle. Yeah, like a pestle shape or whatever. And like that, basically like how Lupita's hair was. That's how like my mom used to do my hair sometimes. And whenever she was like, okay, what do you want this time? I'm like, I want shuku, I want shuku. Sorry, that's a Nigerian accent. But yeah, like that's what I used to like love to do. And actually for my 21st birthday, I wanted to have like a towering shuku. I knew it would take hours and I was really lazy, so I was just like, yeah, maybe another birthday. But then who was it? Let me just read, because I don't want to. Vogue talking about, is Lupita the new Audrey Hepburn? Auntie, why? Like why would you ask such a question after she told you that she got her inspiration from Nina Simone and that it's a tribute to Africa? Like, that's my thing with white privilege. You don't have to listen to me. Like, that's, and you'll still be fine. Like, you could just go about doing your own thing. I'm talking to you, I'm telling you something, yet you just came up with your own idea or your own explanation. Like, that's just wild. But thankfully, Auntie Lou with the clap back, so classy, came back really quick and, like, you know, schooled them with the Instagram video. She didn't even have to say anything. Like, that's the kind of clap back I like, where you're not jumping up and, like, you know, ranting and raving. If you want to rant and rave, hey, that's your business. Like, you're entitled to do so. But I like the classy one too, where it's like, I'm gonna sip my tea as you feel stupid. So that was that. Do I have any other examples? Okay, I talked about the, okay, so if you know me, you might know that I used to be an H&M ambassador, as in some of my outfits from head to toe literally were H&M created. I loved H&M that much. But my thing is that if I love you so much, you offend me, it's going to take me a really long time to forget that you did that. And I'm not speaking about people, I'm actually just talking about brands. It's gonna take me a long time to forget, because as my friends say, I'm very loyal to my brands. Like right now, I'm a Lulu fiend, and Lulus need to give me some money for the amount of clothing I'm buying from them. But H&M made the mistake of saying the reason why their new campaign or something of the sort had so many white people and like essentially no black people was because white people portray a positive image for their brand. So what are you insinuating, H&M? Like, I just want to know what you're insinuating. Are you now insinuating that black people don't? Because the person who tweeted H&M asked, oh, like, you know, there were no black people, what's up with that? Mind you, they're in South Africa. Kilode, you're in South Africa and you have no black models. And you're now telling me that, oh, the reason why I don't have black people is that we want people who will portray a positive image. I said, all right, that's cool. I'm never, ever purchasing anything from H&M again. Like, that really hit home, because you're in South Africa where apartheid was a thing. Like, it really was a thing, and like there's still remnants of it till this day, where people are even fighting. Speaking of faux locks, they're fighting to wear their faux locks, and you're now telling me that you didn't include black people because the people you did include actually portray a positive image. Thank you, H&M. I know that I'll never be shopping with you again, ever again. Like, that was just insulting to another level. Okay, cool. And this conversation actually came up with two friends this past Saturday, which is why it's like, dang, Mark, like, I just was telling these girls about like how white people don't be thinking sometimes when they talk about black people, and then Mark come and do this. What's wrong, Mark? Okay. And one of my friends mentioned Marc Jacobs, and I looked that up because I was so upset. And this is why it is very important that people fact check, because if you don't fact check, you will basically be going around with wrong information, fighting the wrong cause. So the statement that Michael Kors apparently made was that he's tired of pretending to like blacks. Michael Kors never said that. He actually never said that. He never said that. Like, I don't know how the rumor started. It started on some like blog site or website that's not credible, and it was talking about how he didn't enjoy working with Nicki Minaj or something of the sort, and that he's tired of pretending he likes black people. This might be true. It might be. Who knows? Like, the feeling might be true that he's tired of pretending to like black people, but he never said that with his mouth. You know, so that's also another thing. We should not go about spreading false rumors and lies. If you're gonna be upset at a person, a brand, or whatever, let it be credible, let it be for the right reason. So, because I was about to go and burn my Michael Kors wallet, I was like, okay, go ahead and check. Go ahead and check. It's the same thing with Tommy Hilfiger. Everybody in the world is mad at Tommy Hilfiger because, oh, Tommy Hilfiger said, I forgot what they said he said about black people, but then he comes on Oprah's show, and Oprah's like, hey, Tommy, because they're friends, she's like, you know, it's funny, there's this rumor going around, like, you know, your stuff is not for black people, and that you said it on my show. And Tommy's like, yeah, I heard that too. And then she's like, so tell me, is this your first time ever on my show? And he's like, well, actually it is. So Tommy Hilfiger never made that statement about him not creating his, you know, products and his items and his goods for black people on Oprah's show. If he did say that, like somewhere else, it wasn't publicly announced. And I'm not making excuses for people who hide behind closed doors and you know, hate black people secretly. I'm not making any kind of excuses for them, but I am also saying that we as a people have a responsibility to ourselves to do our own information and our own background checks before we just go around parading and being upset at people for no reason, because you look foolish. You look foolish. If you're not out here doing Black Lives Matter for the right reasons, or you're not out here hashtag stop white people 2K16 for the right reasons, then you just look foolish in my eyes. But anyway, Mark, I'm mad at you. I really am. Thankfully, I don't own any of your things anyway, so I don't feel guilty. And oh, this video is also not like some guilt trip to have people not buy from him. No, I don't care. Do whatever you like with your money. That's your business. The same way I'm not going to tell you to stop shopping at H&M. That's your business. I personally just will not shop there ever again in my entire life. But yeah, this video is kind of long, and I hope that it wasn't too heavy as a first time meeting with you. Yes, and next time I will be dressed and done up, so it won't be early in the morning, and hopefully it won't be about somebody like Marc Jacobs or whoever else has a problem with black people. So stay healthy, stay beautiful, stay aware, and make sure to come back next time. Like this video, share only if it resonated with you. Please, no hateful comments in the comment section. Like, I don't want any fighting. I read some people's comments on like other YouTube videos, and I'm just like, can we all be happy? But yes, that's it for now. Have a wonderful day, weekend, evening, whatever it is that is upon you. Have a wonderful of that, and remember to use your platform. If you have a platform where you can educate people, make sure to do so. So if you're a fashion designer and you want to use faux locks, use that platform to teach the masses about the culture from which it stems. Toodaloo, smooches.